not gonna do it. I'm not doing this, okay? I don't want it. I think I'm gonna have to do this. Hello, today I've been told I'm going to be doing some things here at Gator Beach in Destin, Florida. It's a great place, I'm sure, but I've been told that I'm going to have to be doing some things I really don't want to do. For instance, I was told I would be feeding alligators. Yeah, and that's not even the worst part. I was also told I will be holding an alligator in my hands and taking a picture with it, and that I'm gonna have to smile. I don't want to do this. I'm scared, okay? You can turn in your Bibles to Hebrews chapter 11 and get ready to dig into a story about having faith in God. I'm Joel. This is Explore the Bible on Location, and do you have my blankie? Who brought my blankie? I need the blankie. No one's got the blankie? Okay, that's great.
Throughout the Old Testament, lots of people faced some big challenges. Noah was commanded to build an ark for a coming flood. Abraham was called to move to a land he'd never lived in before. Moses was called to stand up to Pharaoh and lead God's people out of Egypt. And that's just to name a few. People like Rahab, Gideon, David, Samuel, and the prophets all faced challenges. The question is, what did they do during those challenges? Did they run away? Did they find a blankie and hide in fear? What did they do?
Help! There's a crocodile alligator out and it's trying to hug me or eat me or both. Ah!
Hey, can I help you?
Yes, there's an alligator out and you need to put it back in its pen.
Well, you don't have to worry. This one's actually not real. This one's just a statue. So, see, take a little knock on that.
No one's home. That's a relief.
Yeah, you don't have to worry. This one's not real, and luckily they can't stand up on their back feet like that. That would be really, really scary. But you don't have anything to be scared about down here. We're going to keep you really safe.
Oh, are you Chris?
I am.
Hi, I'm Joel.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for letting us visit today. Chris is the one who invited us.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is awesome. Tell us a little bit about where we are today.
Yeah, so you guys are here at Gator Beach. So we are home to about 200 alligators here on property. Now, all of the alligators that we have here, they're originally from an alligator farm. So they raise them in farms like cows and chickens and other animals. And so we keep them here until they get about 5 feet, which is about 5 years old. And then once they get too big for us here, they go all over the place to other exhibits and facilities where they have more room for them. So we spend most of our day teaching people about alligators and helping them overcome their fears, because a lot of people, just like you, they might be a little bit scared about alligators.
Yeah, I'm really scared about alligators, and especially if there are 200 alligators here, that's a lot more than the two of us. 2 versus 200. If there was a battle between us and the alligators, they're clearly gonna win. Okay, you mentioned about like educating people. What exactly do you do here?
That's a really good question. So my job is to help take care of all 200 of these alligators. Now, I don't do that job alone. We have a lot of people that work together, but when you have 200 mouths to feed, there's a lot of work that needs to go around. So a lot of our job is caring for these animals, making sure they get enough food, and then the big one is teaching people about them, because alligators, sometimes people think that they're really scary animals, that they're mean, that they want to hurt people, but they're just like most other animals on the planet, where as long as you're not messing with them, they're really not going to do too much to you. So we spend most of our day doing gator shows where we teach people about the alligators. We bring kids to get involved. They get to help us with our shows. We do tours throughout the day before we even open the park as well. And then we also do a lot of school groups. So we'll bring down field trips, kids from all over the place to teach people about alligators and help them understand that they're really not as bad as a lot of people think they are.
Wow, did you hear that? School groups, kids, he's talking to you guys. You got to come to Gator Beach in Destin, Florida and check this place out. I mean, just as you're talking, it's making me feel more peaceful. Now I'm starting to think this guy actually did want to give me a hug instead of biting my head. All right, and you talked about how you have 200 mouths to feed. So are you actually going to feed these alligators today?
So I'm going to tell you what, you're actually going to be helping me feed the alligators today.
I don't think I can do that.
You're just going to have to trust me. Have a little bit of faith. These guys, we're going to keep you very, very safe. Now, remember, you don't ever want to feed an alligator out in the wild because that's a wild animal. And these ones here, you know, they're taken care of by people. But we want to give you a safe environment where you get to interact with these alligators and have a little bit of fun feeding them.
Wow, I did it.
See, was that so scary?
I mean, no, I trusted you and that was great. I fed an alligator.
Sure did.
Well, bye.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, we're not done yet.
What do you mean?
So, you trusted me, right? And I kept you safe. Well, do you trust me again?
Yeah.
Well, next thing we're going to have you do is we're actually going to have you hold an alligator. And we're going to take your picture so that you can bring that home. You can show everybody how brave you were actually holding an alligator.
Okay.
Even though they faced challenges, people in the Old Testament had to trust in God. God is honored when we live by faith. Noah built an ark and it protected him and his family from the flood. Abraham was blessed in his new land, and God gave the land to Abraham's descendants. Moses led God's people out of Egypt. All the people who trusted in God got to see his amazing power and provision. Just like the people mentioned in Hebrews chapter 11, we can live by faith in God.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm holding a real alligator. I named him Apples, and we're basically best friends now. But if I could be honest, I didn't even want to come here. I was so scared. I was afraid. But Chris told me to trust him. He told me to trust that his words were true. And I did. And now I'm feeding alligators and holding alligators. And pretty soon, Apples and I are going to take a picture together and send it to all of our friends. In a similar way, we're called to some pretty amazing things that might be kind of scary sometimes. We might not know how it's all going to work out. But like those in Hebrews chapter 11, we can have faith in God and trust his plan for our lives. I'm Joel, he's Chris, this is Apples. This is Explore the Bible on Location. And now it's time to take a picture that we're going to send to all of my friends. Smile, Apples.